חודש טוב רבותיי. I want to tell you something interesting about the laws of tefillin. There's a question, if a woman is allowed to put tefillin. You ever hear this question before? Are they allowed to do that? First of all, are they obligated to do it? That's the question, right? To put tefillin. Are they obligated to put tefillin?
No.
You're right. No, you're right. The question is why? Why are they not obligated?
It's timely.
Mitzvat aseh she'azman grama. You know what that means? It's a positive commandment which is time bound. This is the reason. So every mitzvah which is positive and time bound, women are not obligated to do. So tefillin is one of them. Question I ask you is like this: Why are women not obligated to do these mitzvot, which are positive, time-bound commandments? Why not?
Yeah. Who's gonna cook?
Why not Hashem? Right, he's right. That's it. That's what he's saying right. Mm-hmm. They need time to take care of the house, to take care of the family, take care of the children, take care of the husband. So they don't have time for these mitzvot, So therefore Hashem gave it to the husband, to do the mitzvot, and the woman stays home, and does her thing over there, does the housework. That's what it is, That's why there's not. We can't all do the same thing, So we have to we have to divide up into portions, You get your portion, she gets her portion, everybody, and we put it together, we have a good solid foundation, good solid performance. That's what it is. That's why women are not obligated when it comes to tefillin. But the interesting thing is like this, What about if she wants to be machmir, She wants to put tefillin. She wants to be kadosh.
She allows.
Oh, right? Interesting. This is the question. So the truth is, that there's different things about this which a person has to understand. The truth is that in tefillin, there are very specific laws. If you learn the laws of tefillin, about how to wear them, you have to be very careful when you wear tefillin. What does that mean? One of the things, that they say is, when you're wearing tefillin, make sure, you're not passing any gases. Your stomach is doing good, because you're not allowed to. If you do that, it's a big sin, it's a big averah. So a person has to make sure that everything is going okay there, First take care of your stomach, and then put tefillin. That's why in the morning, a person should go, first to the bathroom. Make sure everything comes out. And then once you do that, now you can put tefillin. But if you do that before, you're going to have a problem. So they say, right, that a person has to be careful about that, not to pass gases. Now here's the thing, right? Comes the Kolbo, one of the Rishonim, and he says, women, they don't know this halakha so good about this. Why? Because they don't learn halachot of tefillin. They're not involved with this kind of stuff. Even barely the men learn it today. Forget about the women. So because they don't know, they're gonna pass gases. When they're wearing tefillin, and therefore he says, if we see a woman who is wearing tefillin, we have to object against them. Tell them, no, don't do this.
You know what I have?
Yeah.
When I was if children, like a girl and boy, brother, sister, or two brothers, two sisters, if brothers learning Torah from the father or from the teacher, and girl listening, she knows all those.
Yeah, but the truth is,
and it's recommended if it's like a religious family, and that girl there listening, but she's not doing. But
right, but the thing is, today.
Okay.
The thing is today, even the men are not learning these halachot. You know what I mean? How many men do you know who know the halachot of tefillin? If I test you now, right? I give you a test, right? How many people are going to pass over here, the halachot of tefillin? I'm not sure how many. I'm not really sure how many people are going to do. Baruch Hashem, if you want to learn, by the way, if you want to learn the halachot of tefillin, I already gave classes, in Tur Bet Yosef. Everything is on Facebook and YouTube. I have many classes on tefillin that I gave. Everything, I covered everything there. From beginning to end, So if you wanna learn, come to me, right? Come to my house, right? Visit me on the internet, and you can find everything there. All the halachot of tefillin, everything. Right? From top to bottom. That's one thing, I want to tell you, but how many people today, are learning these halachot? Not many, very, very few. The women, how many are learning this halachot? Zero. That's It's not. Maybe the men 1%. You know, I don't know. Women 0%. That's what it is. You know. So they don't know these halachot. So the problem is, says the Kolbo, they're gonna pass wind. You know, and because of that, we tell them. You know, if we see them putting tefillin, we tell them, no, don't do it. No good for you. You know. Let the men do it. You know, leave it to the men. You know, it's not a good idea. We have to object. That's what he says. So this opinion of the Kolbo is brought down in the Bet Yosef. It's brought down in the Ramah and the Shulchan Aruch. You know, so it's really that's halakha, you know. But here's the thing, something interesting. I do want to tell you. On the other hand, right, the Rambam. If you go through the laws of tefillin in the Rambam, he doesn't bring this halakha. You know that women should not wear tefillin. Doesn't say nothing about that. That's like you. You know, he says, so according to Rambam, Lichora, there's no problem, you know, halachically there's no problem. You know, we're not concerned about anything. So according to Rambam, Lichora, they can wear tefillin, you know, if they really want to.
Was it him who has a son? I think he has only daughters.
I'm sorry?
He doesn't have a son.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about that. That wasn't the Rambam, by the way, but I'll tell you what it was, you know. So here's the thing, right? Now, as I told you, right, but the thing is that we paskin more today, you know, like the Bet Yosef, you know, and the Shulchan Aruch, and that's over there. It says the women we should object against them, you know, that we should tell them not to do it. That's what it says there. So even though the Rambam doesn't say nothing, but really, you know, for us, you know, the Bet Yosef Shulchan Aruch is more the halakha, you know, for this time of in history. But anyway, I want to tell you something interesting. Now, regarding what you're saying, here's the thing. You know, in history we find that there were some women who did put tefillin. You know who I'm talking about? Who are they? So there was two that we know, right, about. It's written in the books.
I don't remember the exact name, but
Yeah.
I know that some of them were saying even Kaddish.
Oh, Kaddish, that's very interesting. We have to do a different shiur on that one, right? On Kaddish, talk about that, you know? Maybe I'll touch on it a little bit. If we have time in the end, I'll touch on that. But, right, what I want to tell you is like this, you know? That they say, in the Talmud, that the Michal, who was the daughter of Shaul, used to put tefillin. That's what it says. Michal bat Shaul.
Before
You know?
she got married to David or after? Or
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So she used to put tefillin, and why did she do this? For what? You know, she was a big tzaddiket. That's what it was. You know, she was a big tzaddiket, holy woman. You know, kadosh. She was the daughter of Shaul. You know, you can imagine what she was. You know, and by the way, they say in the Gemara, it says in Masechet Sanhedrin that even though we said, right, we already talked about this, David had 18 wives, right? But who was his favorite wife? It was Michal bat Shaul. That's what they say, right? He loved her more than all the others. That's what it says.
Yeah.
You know?
Father forced her to marry to another man.
That's a different discussion. You're right. Good. He knows a lot of stuff, this guy. Okay, good. God bless you, right? So anyway, right, it's true what you're saying, but he loved her the most. Why did he love her the most? Because she was tzaddiket. That's why, you know, and in those days, that's what it was, you know. Not because, you know, she looks like this woman, you know, she looks like this one, she looks like a model, you know. They were beautiful, those women. They were beautiful, you know. What do you think? David HaMelech is going to marry an ugly woman? For sure, it's not going to happen something like that, right? King Melech doesn't marry ugly woman, you know. Right? So, for sure, she must have been a beautiful woman. That's for sure. But they were all beautiful, his wives, you know, that's the thing, you know, so why does he love her? She was tzaddiket, this lady, you know, she was great tzaddiket. She used to wear it, but, you know, comes the Tosfot and writes over there, right, that even though she did wear tefillin, but the rabbis, you know what they did? They sent her an email, you know, they said, please, you know, we heard that you put tefillin, please stop, you know, we don't want you to put tefillin. They objected against her. So that's exactly what we're saying, right? That, you know, you should object. Even a woman like this, you know, big tzaddiket like that, you should object. Same thing, you know, it says about who? The daughters of Rashi. That's what you were talking about, right? That Rashi had no sons, you know, he only had daughters. So they say, right, that the daughters of Rashi, they were Talmidei Chachamim. They were Torah scholars, you know, Chachamim. Big time, right? So they used to put tefillin also. You know, the same thing, right? So, how is it that the daughters of Rashi were putting tefillin, right? But what? Don't you know the halakha, right? You're not supposed to put tefillin. We should object against them. So why didn't Rashi object against them, if that's the case? You know, that they should not put tefillin. So the interesting thing is like this, as we said, right? Not everybody holds like this, you know. as we said, the Rambam doesn't write this, that we should object. But it's brought down a bit Yosef and from the Kolbo. But the interesting thing is that what happened in the end, right? When the rabbis called Michal, send their email, don't put send their WhatsApp, right? Don't put tefillin. Did she listen to them? We don't know if she listened to them. Maybe she didn't. That's the thing. So what does that mean? You see from there that I think this is the best way to understand this sugya. We have to object. If we see a woman putting tefillin, we have to tell her, don't do it. Better not to do. Do me a favor. Forget about that. Do something else. Make me some nice dinner. Instead, right? Don't forget about tefillin. But what about if she refuses? So what should we do? The truth is, Emet, if she really is such a big tzaddikat like this, and she wants to put it anyway, even though we objected, we can let her. And I'll tell you why that is. We don't have to fight with her, arrest her, come, put her in jail, something like this. We don't have to go that far. So why is that? The reason is because the whole thing, right, that we don't want women to put tefillin is because, as we said, because we're afraid they're going to pass gas, when they're wearing tefillin. But if she's such a big tzaddikat like this, like Michal Bat Shaul, she already knows this halakha for sure. You know what I mean? So we're not worried about women like that. You understand? So if she's such a big tzaddikat like this, even though the rabbis warned her, not to put it, but she can't, she can't listen to them because she says, no, I have to put, I need the kedusha, I need the tefillin, I need it. It's for me. Without that, I can't live.
How about we have a parashat in Torah which says if, let's say, a girl or a daughter or somebody says, I'm not going to go to this house, I hate them, I'm not going to go no more, and father refuses, or tell her she's going to take клятву, как сказать?
Make an oath.
She make an oath, I'm not gonna get married.
Shivua.
Right, and he says no, or husband says no, it's not gonna stay on her like
The father can punt her the oath, basically.
Right, that's something else. You're talking about nedarim, right? That nedarim is a different story, right?
But in this case, if his father says you don't do this, and she
Right, but it's not the same thing. Over there, the Torah gives the power to the father, to do this. You know what I mean? In this particular case of nedarim. But here, it's not really the same thing, right? So the two different things altogether. Anyway, the bottom line, right, according to what I understand, is that Michal Bat Shaul was putting, and the daughters of Rashi were putting, but we have to object, anyway, right? Because, we're not sure if she knows these halachot, about the gas, maybe she doesn't know. So we tell her, forget about this. But if she's such a big tzaddikat like this, she can't live without it, We don't have to fight with her about this, If she must know the halakha, or we can teach her, also, you know what I mean? The halakha. And she won't do it, l'chora, Bezat Hashem. She's a big tzaddikat like that. So it's okay, we can live with that,
If you wearing tefillin and you have a gas problem, I heard you can just put it tefillin this way, do your stuff, and then get some wind, and then put it back. Is that?
Saying that it's a good thing what you're saying. But the truth is, that you're right what you're saying. If you put it like this, but
it's not proper.
But here's the thing, right? I have to tell you one thing. If you take your tefillin, right, and put it on the side.
No, just move it.
Yeah, I understand. Move it, yeah.
And then.
But it has to be enough. You have to move it enough that you're not yotzei yedei chova anymore.
It's emergency.
You understand? So there, right? You know what it is, right? If you take it, move it to the side. When you finish, you have to make another bracha because you're putting down new tefillin. You understand? You have to make it again for tefillin another bracha. You need that.
Maybe?
Yeah. So. Might as well just take it off, and put it back on, whatever. If that's the situation. I mean, whatever, And also on the arm, you have to be careful also, right? Not only on the head.
30 minutes rule with the sisit?
No, because since you can't wear tefillin when you're passing wind, so therefore it's hefsek, so you have to make another bracha. There's no, you can't understand?
The arm and the head.
I'm sorry? Yeah, both. Yeah, you gotta do both. Yeah. You gotta do both. But if you're, by us, as Sfaradim, what do we do? We make one bracha for both, right? For the arm and for the head. The Ashkenazim, they make two brachot. You know that, right? Yeah. On the head, they make al mitzvah tefillin. They make two brachot. We make only one. So for us, one is enough. For them, they do two. That's something else, right? But the second one is for the head. You understand? They do two of them. Since we're talking about tefillin, I'll tell you one more halacha. We'll stop. Right? One important thing, I see a lot of people, they're not makpid about this. They're not careful. You know what I'm talking about? When they put tefillin in the morning, they come for shachrit, whatever, right? I see, that some of them are putting tefillin when they're standing, like the arm, shel yad, But this is the Ashkenazi custom, For the Sfardim, the custom is, we sit when we put shel yad. And then when we put the shel rosh, we stand. Understand? So this is the way the Sfardim do, So don't make a mistake, about this, Do it the right way. You sit for shel yad, and then for shel rosh you stand. One bracha only, right? That's it.
Yeah, but when you continue to put the tefillin, you do it stand up.
So this is what you do, okay? You put you put shel yad, okay, the whole thing, right? But here you don't finish, right? You don't finish over here.
Right.
Then you stand, you put the shel rosh, and then you finish this.
Standing up.
Right, standing up, yes. Now, because of this, it's brought down the Sefer Halacha Bura. It also applies when you're taking it off as well. In other words, same way you put it on, you got to take it off also. So what does that mean? It's something new. You learn something new every time, right? So the rule is, when you're taking off the shel rosh, you have to stand. And when you're taking off the shel yad, you should sit down, just like the way you put it on. The same way you put it on, the same way you take it off. ברוך ה' לעולם, אמן ואמן. רבי חנינא כשאומר, רצה הקדוש ברוך הוא סובל, לפיכך ירבה למצוא מצוות, שנאמר אדוני חפץ למען סדרו יגדיל תורה ויאדיר.